Recently, I decided to create a new world. My first one was cool, but I needed something new. This world, I just want to have a different goal in mind this time. I want this world to be oriented towards, like beauty and exploration. But right now, it's strange, empty. My goal is to change that. The first thing to do when starting any adventure is preparation. In my case, I have a field of wheat, a field of wonderful monoculture, if you know what I mean. It's not the best practice in real life, but regardless, it's needed. It doesn't matter here. But I think I'll just give it some time to rest, like in real life. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I'm also farming underground too. I have some animals, and I want to create like multiple levels dedicated to different types of animals, like cows and chickens and pigs and things like that. But I do need better tools, which I just don't have yet. But yet again, it's not a good practice to cram all these animals in a small space, but this is temporary. In my last world, I did a lot of stuff underground, and I'm doing a lot of that here. I also had like an underground library for upgrading tools. But this time I did it outside in the open air. I just thought it looked cool, and it's quite accessible that way. But to commit to beautifying my base and my world, I'm going to try to do some texturing and gradients to create a building. But, what can I say? Texture in real life and architecture and landscapes is quite nice to look at, so why should I not do that here too? But after every build, of course, you need to take some rest. And my form of rest in this world is obviously housekeeping. Checking up on the animals, the villagers, any auto farms or auto smelters that I have. And I seem to do a better job at housekeeping here in this digital world than I do in real life, it seems, sometimes. But a lot of this housekeeping does require building, and building requires raw materials. So it looks like I do need to go adventuring soon. But where should I go? Maybe to another sphere of reality. Sphere? Block? I don't know. Anyway, enough of those corny jokes. Sorry. In the search of raw materials and perhaps any fortresses that I can pillage, I try to make my way down and cross the blazing ocean of lava. Now it's clear that I'm in a barren wasteland, but there are some nice things that can help me to find any fortresses and things like that. I spawn next to a crimson forest, which means I can get some planks. So hopefully I can find something else with the help of these rare materials. I'm pretty sure any beginner player like me finding themselves in the Nether is quite a surprise, obviously. They don't know what to expect. I didn't. It's changed a lot since I first played many years ago. So there's a lot of new things, a lot more resources and things like that, but other than that, still quite barren. But that can change. I want to find the fortress. If I can find the fortress, I can find blaze rods, and if I can find blaze rods, I can make Eyes of Ender, and then I can beat the game. So that's the goal for now. But to do that, it's going to require a lot of skill, and also preparation. Right now, I don't have the resources to reach my goal. There are things at home that I need to take care of first. So I've gathered my quartz and my netherrack and whatever other stuff I can find for now, but I'll be back. I hope you enjoy the adventures that I have, as we'll be collecting materials, checking out mines, and making awesome builds. Today's episode will focus on that. Alright, let's get this day started. I think I've given you a nice look around my base so far, you know, the farms, auto smelters, things like that. And you'll see more of that as time goes on, but I'm quite proud of what I've done so far. But I think there's like some improvements that I can make. Like currently my villagers on my property don't really have much space, and there's 3 of them, and there's been 1 casualty. So my idea is simple. Make them a nice workshop. My inspiration for this project will be like a rustic factory or something like that. Or we're taken by time. You know, I'm thinking moss or weeds or something like that. But I think it's quite nice in real life too, because I've seen old factories that have been refurbished and repurposed for some like pretty cool stuff. And I kind of want to do that too. I like the feel of it. I already have a palette I want to use for the build, because I'm trying to do some texturing and things like that, as I did with my upgrade room. So you can see that right here. And also here's a layout of my base so far. I want to put these things in the future, and then this is currently where some of the already present structures are. I really want to design this place with intention, so I guess let's get started with the build. Alright guys, so I needed a shovel. So I just got this shovel upgraded, and look what it got me. Efficiency 2 and Unbreaking. This should be perfect. So I just want to level this area right here just to kind of make room for my new build. Because we're going to make a better housing for this poor community of 3 villagers. So let's go. Alright, this should be good. So let's lay down the foundation. How big do I want this to be? Now, sometimes it's kind of boring just to lay down foundations and stuff like that, but it's really the most foundational step, no pun intended, to doing anything. Not just here, but also in like real life. You know, planning things out help a lot. So I'm just kind of getting a feel for the contour and the edges of this building, so when I build it, it doesn't look like a boring cube. It's kind of funny to mention this, but I look around a lot of posh neighborhoods, and the amount of homes that look like, I don't know, white plaster cubes is astonishing. And there are some cases where you can do it right, but in my case, I want something that's a little bit more special. And done. So, now that we finished kind of the ground and the walls, there's one thing that's left. The roof. Now, the roof I also want to do something special with. I have a lot of rubbish blocks, such as cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and all these things that I'm not really using. And I smelt so much stone anyway that it deserves a use after all. So, let's gather the materials and build the roof. Okay, so what I kind of want to look for is just any type of stone. I can't really find anything too special. I don't want to use any Deepslate or anything, which is a little bit more black in tone, darker and stuff. So, I think I'll just be using stone and kind of whatever I find down here. There's also a mine down here, which is also kind of fun. It's kind of hard to get any good stuff from any chest or anything. And you'll see in a few minutes, but I don't really get much from that. Alright, so it seems like I only got stone and cobblestone and andesite, calcite, probably granite. Nothing that bad, but it's perfect for our roof. So I'll just go with that. I'll smelt some stuff or something like that. I don't know. Oh yeah, I did forget the tuff. If you don't know what tuff is, because you haven't played the game in a while, well, tuff is a relatively new type of rock or stone or something like that. It has like a greenish hue, and you can see some of it on my roof. It just adds a little bit of texture and stuff like that, so I thought it looks nice. But the bulk of this will probably be some cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and andesite, which, unlike normal stone blocks, don't have a cobbled variant, so I'm quite happy with that. Has a similar texture and color to stone, and doesn't require smelting, so I like it a lot. Alright, and the roof is complete, with a combination of tough blocks, like I just mentioned, andesite, mossy cobblestone, and whatever else I put in here. We've got a nice textured roof. This really adds to the rustic feel of the building, and yeah, enjoy. Alright, I guess with everything complete now, I think I'm gonna have to get the villagers in somehow, so I think I want to cover that doorway. Like, they're gonna run right through, and then I'm gonna lose them all. So, let's just put their blocks here, and find a way to get them in. Alright, all the villagers are in. But I do have this ugly enclosure of conifer wood or something like that. I do want to do something with it. But I was thinking to myself, instead of removing it, I think I'll just keep it. Just like an extra room. You know, it's not too out of place, and I think working with what's already here, what I've already built, will kind of be a testament to the progress of this world. And it's not that bad, so I'll just keep it. Use it for beds or something. I also find it quite hard to kind of walk to this place, and I waste a lot of energy. Yes, because in Minecraft you have energy too, and stamina and stuff like that. So I want to make it a little bit more easy to get to the place of well, where the factory is situated. So I'll make a path as well. All in the day's work. I've got a path, got a roof, rejuvenated the old shack that all these villagers were living in. They have a whole home now, so I think it's time to hit the hay and wait till tomorrow, see what we can do. I think if I want to reach my overarching goals in this world, I think we're going to have to get some mending books. That will kind of help me to get better tools, and with those better tools we can really change the trajectory of this world. No, that's not really what I'm looking for. Dude, no, this is not what I'm looking. Alright, still no mending. Still no mending. I need that book. Oh my gosh, it's mending! I got mending! Anyway, as you can see, I finally got the mending book. That's gonna actually change a lot. That's gonna make it so my upgraded tools will last probably indefinitely. If you're not in the know, you can do like a different combination of upgrades such as mending, which it kind of like when you get XP, which is experience points, your tools will heal themselves, which is quite nice. They won't break. But unbreaking is another upgrade you can get, and that will make sure that the usage or the durability of said tool will last a lot longer. So that with mending will basically make your tools almost invincible. But yet again, that depends on how much you do. And in my case, I'm doing a lot, so I need it. Alright, with some books and some emeralds, I can get the mending books. And then I think after that, we'll just upgrade a few select items. I do have like a full set of diamond armor, which is slightly used, but not that used. And of course these diamond tools, which already last as it is, as you can see. I've been using the diamond axe and stuff and the diamond shovel. So with some upgraded tools and all that, what's next? Well, if you recall the beginning of this video, I went to the Nether and stuff. I think what we have to do is quite obvious. I may not do it next episode, maybe just a little bit, but the ultimate goal is to find a fortress. And if we find a fortress, we can get even better stuff. We can do a lot more stuff. I'm not going to try to speedrun this game, I'm going to take my time. Not only because I get more videos out of it, obviously, but also because it's more enjoyable that way. You get to see the world progress. You get to see how things grow and how things develop. You get to see each goal that I achieve, and each thing I check off of my to-do list, and that's quite satisfying. So I really hope you enjoy this series as I go throughout my world building beautiful things and, I don't know, discovering new territories.